Good morning. My name is Marcus Fors. I own locally owned PuroClean here in Memphis, Tennessee, and we do property damage, whether it's commercial, whether it's small properties. We handle it all. We're 24 hours a day, 365. We get calls on Father's Day, Halloween. It doesn't matter. It's not too late to do an air duct cleaning. Air ducts can be really dirty. They can hold bacteria. They can hold dust mites. They hold a lot of skin cells. So it's not too late before everybody comes in for the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas, to get your ducts cleaned. It reduces the dust in your home, the allergens. It can keep you from sneezing and coughing. So if you have any of those problems, call PuroClean with Marcus. We are the paramedics at property damage.
I'm trying to get it to go. Is that right?
Yep, that looks like it's it. Okay, guys, a lot of my presentation is going to be, I'd like some questions. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about water. We're going to talk a little bit about fire and mold. Sometimes they kind of coexist in each other. We're going to talk a little bit about our biohazard services and then a little bit about duct cleaning. So if you have any questions about any of the things that I'm talking about, I got about 4 slides on each one. So if you want to just raise your hand and have a question, because we're going to just move on to the next one. So a lot of questions are great. I don't like talking as much as you guys like talking. So let's talk about it. A lot of my stuff is just slides. So if you have any questions, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of our experiences as well that we run through with these things. But with water damage restoration services, we have, the water damage may seem like it's a minor loss on the surface, but it can quickly escalate to needless, extensive damage to both property and health. Timing is critical to reduce the damage. PuroClean has a team of licensed and certified technicians who will work professionally and compassionately to contain water. When we talk about certified, all of my guys are certified. We, like Ms. Lynn was saying earlier, we are on the Alacrity program. Hopefully soon. We put in our application and we've turned in all our background screenings and we do drug tests and everything. So everything is on the ball. And so everybody's going to come to your house. They're going to look professionally, unless it's really hot outside. We do have t-shirts that we wear. And so we're going to come in professionally. We're going to come in compassionately. When you have a water loss, you're running around. We've had one client that slipped and fell and almost broke her back. She was really bruised and almost paralyzed after a water slip. So you have to be compassionate when you're going into people's homes. You have to understand what they're going through. And that's what we do. We have the experience and our technicians have been there. We have done that. And they've all got their certifications in order to learn how to dry your home properly and how not to achieve mold in your home as well.
You ready?
This is a picture. It's a little glossy, but this is a picture of some water damage that we did clean up. It was a lot of water. It was about 1.5 inches worth of water in somebody's home, and it was a lot of water. But in this case, as you see, the water is going to hit the baseboard, and what it does, the sheetrock will naturally wick up, and it's going to go up into the water. Into the wall. So a lot of people would like to go into this situation and do like a 4-foot flood cut. Sometimes that's not always necessary to do that. If you call PuroClean on a timely matter, we can get in there, take that baseboard off, and we can put some air drying systems into that wall cavity and dry it with some hot air, and the air will naturally dry it on its own, and sometimes you don't have to take that wall out at all. A lot of the insurance companies are liking this because they don't have to take out the wall, which means they don't have to, 1, pay for taking out the wall, 2, putting the wall back, 3, painting the wall, and then hopefully 4, color matching that wall to the rest of the walls that have been hit by the sun for the last 30 years. So in that case, we're saving a lot of people money, whether it's insurance companies or whether you're a homeowner, you don't have insurance and you're looking to go up under your deductible. We're here to help you with that as well. You don't always have to file a claim. Sometimes you can give us a call first. We can come out. Sometimes these claims can get up to $2,500. Do you know what your deductible is? So sometimes you can give us a call and we can come out there and work with you without having to make that claim, because sometimes those claims can be bad against your record. Okay, recognizing that water damage causes a devastating setback to families, we do whatever is necessary to give back to the security and the minimal disruption. We're out there to help you. We're the middleman between you and the insurance company. Sometimes we can come in there and We bring in all our machines, and you have no idea what we're talking about. A lot of people will tell you, hey, don't turn that machine off, it's gonna get hot. And they can be a little bit rude about it. When we come in, we're gonna tell you what these machines do. We're gonna tell you that this dehumidifier is sucking up all the moisture in the air and putting it out through a line to your sink. And that's why we need to keep that machine on, because without that machine, your house is not gonna get dry. The fans are there to help push the moisture into the air. Dehumidifier catches it. Dehumidifier can push out 130 pints worth of water every day. So just keep that in mind. If you ever have water loss, it's important not to turn those machines off. Our professionals identify with the full extent of the damage using moisture detectors to find out both obvious and unseen damage. We come out with our machines. Please don't let somebody come to your home and say, I've been doing this for 20, 30 years, it's dry. Your carpet is dry. We have technology. We have machines that can actually almost see through walls and tell us whether the wall is wet, not wet, partially wet, or the carpet is wet. We don't have to come in here with a million air movers and a million dehumidifiers if we don't have to. Got some companies out there that are not doing correct things, and they'll come in here in this room and they'll say the whole thing is wet, put as many fans and stuff in here as they can just to make that dog. We're here to do it the right way. The PuroClean Quick Dry System uses a proven process to manage dehumidification and temperature to effectively and efficiently facilitate the drying process. I think we've kind of gone over that a little bit. We use the right equipment at the right time and the right people at the right time.
Uh-oh, did it not go?
Okay, here we are. Just a little bullet points on what we do with emergency water damage services. It's emergency water extraction, removal and containment of odor caused by mold and mildew. We'll talk a little bit about that later. Drying and dehumidification. We also do carpet cleaning, restoration, carpet and cushion deodorization and stain removal, mold and mildew, odor removal and containment. And we also can put you back together. We're not going to just come in there and take everything apart and then just leave you with holes in your walls. If you choose to, we can put you back together. We can put that paint back up, put the wall back up, get your carpet back down, hardwood floor, whatever it may be. If we take it out, we can put it back down as well. Questions on water? No? Water and fire kind of go hand in hand. When you have a fire in your home, what does the fireman come in to do? He cuts a hole in your ceiling, he cuts a hole in your roof, and he douses your home. I know a fireman, he says, I'm the king of soaking houses. I want to make sure that fire is out and he soaks everything. So what happens? In the summertime, you have holes in your roof, you have water in your home, and now you have soot and smoke damage in your home. Now you got to think about mold. If you don't call someone rapidly, it could be something very detrimental where you lose your whole home, or if you call somebody on time and on point, they can really save a lot of your home and the contents that are in it. You have to think about your clothes getting mildew, the paintings that your great-grandmother gave you, the photos you have under your bed that nobody can replace. Do you know one of the last things the photo goes through is water to be processed as a negative? When it goes from a negative to a photo, it's actually water. So if you get water damage on your photo, you can just put it back in water again, stick it in your freezer. It dries it.
Wow.
Believe it or not, the air in your freezer is actually dry enough to dry contents. If you have a book that you really don't like at home, go and soak it in a tub of water for about 3 or 4 minutes and stick it in your freezer for about 2 days. Pull it out and it'll be dry. Try it.
Wow.
So, here we are, fire restoration. We have a lot of tips and techniques. We have funnels coming down to us through our franchise every month, almost weekly. That gives us tips like this. We have products and paperwork that you have on your desk that we can offer real estate agents. We can offer anybody who is in the industry.
Is there any way you can forward that to those tips?
Sure, that's what I was just getting to. We have like these pieces of paper here. We get things on keep your grill away from your home, empty out your gut, clean your gutters out before the 4th of July. Open up your cabinets when it gets cold outside and it's on the exterior wall.
Yeah, I mean, I'm caring for people in their homes, and often because they are infirm, there's issues that come up. And this would be very helpful to them.
Sure, yes, I have a mailing list of insurance agents and property managers that I send this out to. If you would like to be on that list, you can leave your email with me after the presentation, and I'll be glad to add you to that. But yeah, we have tons of information that we get weekly, sometimes monthly, that help us with our clients and new technologies and new things that we're doing on a day-to-day basis. And so, this is a picture of some fire damage that we had cleaned up before, and we can see that that stove is no longer going to work again. A lot of our fires are done by, believe it or not, kitchen fires, people cooking chicken. Believe it or not, that's one of the #1 fires and fire claims. So please don't let that happen to you. If you get a phone call while you're cooking, make sure you take care of your food first. You won't believe how long people get put out of their homes after a fire damage. Sometimes it can be a few months, but I've heard of 18 months after a fire damage because they can't live in their home like this. Okay, some of our bullet points on fire mitigation is smoke and odor removal. We do the complete cleaning and sanitation, professional deodorization, temporary protection. We do the air duct cleaning, carpet pad removal when necessary, and reconstruction. Sometimes that carpet pad and the carpet can be salvaged. Now, sometimes in the room that it's in, it won't be, but it can be salvaged, so we save some companies money when we can clean the carpets instead of throwing them away.
Do you do roof tarping when there's emergencies, or do you have somebody you refer that to?
I have a third party that does that, getting a little old to jump on roofs, and so I don't do it anymore. But yes, we do have a third party that does board up in.
I got a question too. You talked on the radio about ionization in a smoke situation where you can go in. Can you talk a little bit about that technology and what it does?
Yes, when we have odors or fires, the fires comes with odors as well. We have a machine, it's called a hydroxyl machine, and there's a counterpart that's called an ozone machine. Excuse me. And what my machine does is it actually neutralizes the odor. Odors usually have a negative ion connected to it. And so what the fan does is it pulls the ions through it with the air, and the light bulbs hit it, and it deionizes it, and to where it won't have any odor to it anymore. So we use that fan with people who have had fire losses, their bedroom suits, their night tables, their headboards, things that we can salvage, and we stick that machine in a containment area, and it knocks the smell out of it right within about 2 days, sometimes 3. So not everything is a loss when it comes to fire and water. Excuse me, and when it comes to smells. So if you have a smelly home, which we'll talk a little bit about in biohazard, we can help you with odors in your home, whether it's hazardous, whether it's smoke, whether it's fire damage, mold, we can help with those types of odors as well. Our mold removal services, please everybody, be safe. We're going to show you a picture after this where people, our guys, we wear the full suits, we wear the masks. This is some dangerous stuff sometimes. So be careful in dealing with mold. Choose a PuroClean for an expert mold removal. We also do free estimates. So if you have somebody in mind, if you know somebody, even if yourself, if you have some mold somewhere, we come out and we can look at it, give you an estimate for free. Mold not only damages property, but it can jeopardize your health. Mold must be removed by professionals to prevent accelerated growth or cross-contamination. Using UV lights or heat drying processes only provide a temporary benefit and can be harmful to people, pets, wood, plastic, and plants.
Wow.
See our suits? This is how we do it on a professional basis. And sometimes you have to think about what you're doing when you're even cleaning your bathroom tiles. If you have a lot of it, a lot of the time what we're doing with mold is spreading it in the first place. If you're not using the right products, you're spreading it. I know I've said it before, but bleach does not kill mold. It's an old wives' tale almost. Bleach is really great. You can look at the label, it kills a lot of things. It kills germs, it kills bacteria, it kills viruses. but nowhere does it say it kills mold. Mold, to me, the best way to explain it is like a big tree in the spring or the fall. It's got roots, it's got the big stalk, the trunk, it's got the leaves and the branches. And when you go disturbing it, you knock all the leaves off, and you're producing kind of like new offspring. Those spores, wherever they land, are going to be the next new breed of mold that you're going to get. And the more that you feed it with water, the more it's going to grow. So bleach, in the same sense as it dyes your hair, it dyes mold. It doesn't get rid of it, it doesn't kill it, but it's still there. And all you're doing is you just brush it off to another location. So actually you're cross-contaminating where you were having mold to a new location. Now you have 2 problems, or 3, or 4, wherever you are.
Not to take any business away from you, but if we're concerned about our showers, what is the best over-the-market product you can buy?
A lot of chemicals that you can buy for mold, you can find at your Home Depots or Targets, but you have to be careful and make sure that they're not bleached. You have to read the label. It's a lot like your health nuts, that if you want to be healthy, you have to read the back of the label of all your cereals and things that you want to consume. If you want to fight mold, you have to be smart about it as well, and make sure that it's a mold-killing agent.
And it'll say that on the label.
It will say that on the label. It says it'll kill fungi, it will kill mold. That's what mold is, it's a fungus, and that's why bleach doesn't kill it, because it has nothing to do with it.
Sure didn't have that.
Yes, and a lot of people believe that bleach kills it,
Yeah.
but it's a false fact, and actually, if you will email me, everybody, my card has my email address. I have a report that shows where they have tested bleach on many objects with mold, and it does not kill mold. So we actually have scientific proof. I've got a report that if you want to email me your email address, I will send it to you. Molds are parasitic, and they rely on dead and decaying organic food matter. If we didn't have mold here in the United States, the world, we would be living probably 1,000 feet in the air. Mold, Mother Nature created mold. We'll say Mother Nature created mold so that we don't get into who I believe in or who we believe in. Mother Nature created it to kill and decay trees. If mold was not here, then we would have so many trees on our floor, we wouldn't be able to live on the floor. They would constantly have to brush it off the highways, brush it off so that we could literally pass through. So that's what mold is here for. That's why you find it in your showers. That's where our skin cells decay, and in the shower, that's where we brush them off the most. If you find that you get mold on your couch after a loss, it's because our skin cells are there. If you find mold on your admin registers, it's because skin cells are there. You don't necessarily have mold growing through your ceramic tile. You have mold growing on the skin cells and the soap on your ceramic tile. So if you have it in your bathroom and it's growing through the grout line, more than likely water has penetrated through your grout line into the shower where the drywall is, and you have mold coming from your drywall out, not through the ceramic, because ceramic does not grow mold. Same thing with the air registers. It does not grow on metal, but it grows on the skin cells and the debris on the metal, so that we're able to clean it off correctly. And there are special chemicals that you can have to purchase in order to kill mold. Like I said, bleach doesn't do it. Mold remediation services. Mold develops when there is an excess of water and moisture over a period of time. There are different kinds of mold. There's Stachybotrys, there's Penicillium, and there is many Cladosporium. There's probably about 10 or 12 different species that can harm you, but if you hear Stachybotrys, that is the bad one. There's the black mold that can harm you health-wise if your respiratory system is weak. The elderly and children, small children, are especially vulnerable to Stachybotrys. Biohazard cleanup. This thing has a lot of categories under biohazard cleanup. We are the specialists in it, trained to clean up after traumatic events. Our licensed and certified technicians remediate biohazard situations safely in accordance with all applicable laws and standards. We're not out there with a broom and a mop cleaning up blood where, it could be MRSA contained. You can clean up MRSA, sewage losses. We understand that certain situations are sensitive and must be handled with discretion. We have some clients, we're not going to name, but dollar stores that we get called to a lot where they come in and they rob a place, they shoot them up, and we have to come in and clean it up. And so they get a little disturbed with me when I have to throw away their cigarettes because you never know if the person who got shot has hepatitis or HIV or TB, and the blood gets all over the cigarettes and the things behind them and the floor, and so they get a little upset with me, but I have to do what I have to do in order to keep everybody safe. What if somebody bought that pack of cigarettes and now they're putting that cigarette to their mouth and they're just sucking on hepatitis B? So you have to think carefully when dealing with blood, MRSA, and things of this nature, sewage contaminants. A lot of the things in sewage contaminants are viral, so you have to be careful in what you're doing. I had one lady who was walking around in her sewage loss in her bare feet, getting things out of her basement because she wanted to save her items. I'm sure she ended up very sick after that because all that stuff gets into the pores, into the bottom of your feet, and it gets into your bloodstream. So if you have a sewer loss, be very careful. Your pets are not immune. So if you can get it, they can get it too. Make sure your pets cannot walk around in the sewage contaminants because they will get it just as well as you. And here's how we clean up some sewage loss and some hoarding. Those are the hoarding boxes. We also deal with hoarding as well when it comes to anybody. Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if you want more stories, but my friends clean their own carpet, and it brings all of the
Debris up. Sure.
And before they vacuum the carpet, they allowed their child to crawl on the carpet, and she contracted Kawasaki disease from it. You just don't know.
Yeah, you never know what you're pulling up, and I would be the first one to say that I'm not the best carpet cleaner, but we do offer it as a service. We do a lot of carpet cleaning after fire losses because the soot and the smell gets caught in the fabrics. And so we do carpet cleaning, and I've heard a lot of that, and we've also had to do it for some MRSA. And there's a disease that dogs get. I can't remember exactly what it is right now. It's on the tip of my tongue, but their fecal matter, parvo, they get it in the carpet, and it has to be cleaned correctly. And bleach doesn't do that either. So, and it's in the fecal matter out in the yard. They go to the bathroom out in the yard. So things happen. And like we were saying, we have different techniques for different situations. Make sure that you hire a professional. Okay. Some of the biohazard things that we clean up after, we do blood and bodily fluid remediation. We are certified in MRSA, decontamination and protection. We clean up after suicide and homicide losses, unassisted and accidental death cleanup, advanced odor treatment. A lot of the times with these deaths, there comes odor. And gross field cleanup as in hoarding. We clean up sewage and sanitation, loss of sanitations. And we are certified also H1N1 decontamination.
What is H1N1?
H1N1.
What is that? Is it?
Remember the bird flu virus?
Mm-hmm.
Marcus, occasionally our dogs will have an accident in the house. Any suggestions to properly clean the occasional mess up?
The best way would be sometimes people, if you don't have the right chemicals, a lot of the stuff that you have to buy when it comes to animals is all you have to buy professional. They do sell some Home Depot and Target that you can find, but just make sure that it doesn't dye your carpet. The big thing there, you can't use the over-counter stuff, but make sure you test it in a small place. It can be steam cleaned, it can be carpet cleaned, and most of the time damping. You don't want to rub it in. So a lot of the time what you want to do with carpet is damp with some cloth to make sure you get it out. But just make sure that you don't mess up your carpet. Get some stuff that just sample. We have this for our guests too, our clients that we do fire damage, and even before or after. Pictures are pretty noticeable there. A lot of what you're going to find there is going to be dust mites. We have bacteria. We have the dust mites that have been dropping fecal matter everywhere. And what are they eating? Our skin cells. The return vents suck up our skin cells, and that's where you're going to find everything there. So if you're moving into a new home, you're okay. But if you're moving into a home that somebody else lived into, you may want to think about getting your air ducts cleaned. A lot of the time you can help yourselves by changing the air filters regularly and make sure you have the right size. A lot of the times my clients, they don't change their filters correctly, and they start getting mold around their air registers, and they wonder why. And then I go look at the air filter, and it looks like it's been there for 18 months. Or it's not the right size. So you have debris coming through, the air filter's not catching it, and you're breathing everything that they left behind. Dogs, for instance, as well. Their hair and dander gets caught up in the air duct system. We have that machine, and real quick, well, with the time I have left remaining, it's called the rotor brush system. This system is unique because we actually have a brush that turns, and right there in the black part where its left hand is a vacuum hose. A lot of the companies these days, they cut a big hole on the furnace, and they put a big suction vacuum to it, and they hope that they get everything. They leave it there for about an hour or two, and cross fingers, I got everything out of the system. With our system, we go through each individual duct, and the brush goes in, spins, vacuum sucks it up, goes into a big portable machine that's HEPA back 3 times with HEPA filters. Looks like that's my time. That's my information. That's an email address. If you guys want to send me your email address, I can add you to the mailing list.
Thank you.